Good afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. This is TV47. Thank you so much for sparing your time to join us here. My name is Tracy Mokami, and this is In Other News. We have a power panel today. Karibuni sana, guys. For the very first time, we have Alice. Hi, Alice.
What's up, guys? What's up, Tracy?
Niliambiwa na Manu, it's the sky. What's up, it's the sky.
Thank you, Tracy. Wow. Okay.
All right, and then we have Keith at it as usual. We missed you, Jana, Keith.
You know, once in a while I have to make you miss me. It's the only way you get to love
Utaringa, you see.
Of course.
And Paul Kirobi, asante sana for making time, Kirobi.
Thanks so much for inviting me on this show.
All right, so Africans tuko na shida. I think we have spoken repeatedly about COVID-19, and as the numbers continue to rise across the world, it's important we are able to look at some of the solutions that African countries are putting into place and how workable these measures are. So some countries across the continent have decided to put the countries or some counties on lockdown. We have experienced cases like Kenya where we actually have a curfew. And Keith, is it working? How viable are these solutions for us?
Well, taking from the press report, that the press briefing that our Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe was giving us yesterday, the measures are working, albeit the numbers are here, neither here nor there, because whereas we are reducing the number of infections coming up, it's still growing. The numbers are still growing. So I'm not sure if it's that we caught it one bit too late or the measures are not enough. However, we are hopeful that in the long run, we'll be able to get it under control. We want to be another story of Wuhan.
And I am glad that you feel like the measures are working. Paul Kirobi, I know in the newsroom we had a small chit-chat about the scenario and the situation as is. We have reports that people in South Africa are actually looting business premises just to be able to put food on their table. So I am really wondering, in an environment where almost 3/4 of people in developing countries live hand to mouth, just how far can we go before we experience dire consequences?
Okay, first of all, Tracy, let me chip in to what my colleague Keith has just mentioned pertaining the measures that the government is putting in place. So far, so good. I think we are on the right track, but now the biggest challenge that we are facing, more especially in some counties, is that the mask that we have textile industry that is making this mask, but so far so good. We understand it's quite expensive to some shops, and there are certain masks with qualified standard that the government had advised, and that is what majority of the people cannot be able to buy. We've had several cases pertaining the cost of the mask that are being sold in several counties. And I think this is a major blow in terms of in ensuring that the government ensure that its citizens are safe as far as COVID-19 is concerned. And looking at the numbers right now, we are at 225, which is a shocking number. And bearing in mind that we've reported several deaths in this country, therefore the government needs to move at a very high speed. Looking at the testing that has been conducted in various in the season in this COVID-19 fight, so far so good. The government is really trying in ensuring there is mass testing, but we need to ensure that protective measures, that is the masks that are available, goes for cheaper prices. I think that is where the government should first of all begin from. And let me congratulate the government also on ensuring that lockdown is enhanced in several counties. I think it is a good step. We are on the right track, though they need to tighten more on this in order to win this particular fight of COVID-19 in Kenya.
You know, Kirobi, I am really crossing my fingers that Alice is not of a similar opinion with you guys. I think you're joining Keith Kobande wagon, you're clapping for the government. Every other time.
Let me just tell you, Tracy, I'm disagreeing with both of them. As much as the government is really trying, yeah, you know, we have a curfew and all that. But as long as us Kenyans are not following it, then what's the use? You see, Kenyans are more like, yes, tunaenda home saa moja, and then, you know, like it has become like it's
This is the new normal.
Yes, exactly. It's the new normal. But then they have not seen the situation in South Africa. They're at lockdown. Now people are looting. Like Kenyans are more of, they're not more of listeners. You know, like Mutahi Kagwe said, stay at home. That's the only thing he's saying. You know, in the Bible, let me just quote this from the Bible.
No, Mr. Manu amekuja hapa kutufunza theory.
No, let me just say it. When God was, he was sending the angel of death past the Israelites. He said everyone should mark their houses with red. You see, the blood, so that when the angel of death is coming over, it won't touch your house. But as Kenyans, ukiambuka home, you were like, no. So when you're like, you can't protect yourself out there, and the government is really trying, then I don't see the impact it will give you if you're not, as a person, taking the personal initiative to protect yourself.
You know, I am really, nimeshtuliwa by the way na Kirobi, because your sentiments have just changed, Kirobi. In the newsroom, you were telling me how different counties are experiencing looting kwa sababu people are not able to put food on their table. Then I'm like, whoa.
Okay,
where is it coming from?
You haven't gotten my point.
Okay.
I think I picked up from what Keith had just mentioned. Then I said, let me move on to the case in South Africa, which is quite really devastating as far as the economy of the country is concerned. But looking at the case in South Africa, the citizens of South Africa, they are not looting. They are looting from Africans, but foreigners. That is now the case. It's not the South Africans who are looting for South Africans. And looking at the unemployment rate in South Africa, it's quite very high. Therefore, we do expect that these foreigners are supposed to be offering job to the South Africans who are there, so that they contribute in the nation building.
They're actually looting because they are at lockdown and they are not going to work.
And you know, Kirobi, you mentioned a really interesting point, about xenophobia in South Africa. And today a new show premieres, Africa 411, with Eugene Nanangwe. Make sure you are locked tonight at 9 p.m. We will be discussing Africans and how Africans can reclaim their dignity, because fighting each other, Kirobi, ati Africans imekuwa sasa, it's a matter of they are foreigners, but they are Africans. I think we really need to move past this one. Keith,
yes.
These solutions that tunapatiwa na the government, can they really work? How long will we be experiencing curfew before watu waanze kuibiana kwa wenyewe kwa wenyewe? Kwanza, I am at such pain today. I am affected directly. I have been vandalized this morning. I am... How long?
Sorry for you, Tracy, but you see, what we're looking at is a situation where we have reached an unprecedented time. The government and most governments did not foresee this. We thought that the biggest problem we'd have is an international war. You know, at the beginning of this year, we were looking at boiling temperatures between Iran and the US after the US killed one of the Iranian generals, and the whole world was ready for that. We're like, you know what? If US goes to war, that's a whole American issue. Nowhere in the world are we expecting a war against an invisible enemy, a war that tips the scales of life. Because in the fight against COVID-19, what governments are or genuinely should be worried for is that situation where you are imposing curfews and lockdowns and you are incapable of sustaining your people. Because let's never lie to ourselves that any one person will remain sane when they and their loved ones are suffering, knowing that there is somewhere where they can get something. That's the point where anarchy begins to unfold. Because once I know that I am struggling, yet the person next door has more than enough, that's a problem.
And I'm thinking, Keith, if we are able to read the temperatures on the ground, Muthias Mutahi last night cautioned Kenyans against attacking police officers. I am imagining the level of frustration that you need to be at for you to be able, this person has weapons, he can, and you just decide you do not care at this point. Kama mbaya. I really hope we will be able to see governments across Africa just coming out and trying not just to emulate what is working in the Western world, but looking for solutions that actually work for us. And on the same breath, this morning Gideon Saburi was released on 200,000 shillings bail. If you're mad, hands up.
Why?
Very mad.
Why are you upset?
Yes, Alice. Why are you upset?
Very mad.
Why?
Why are you upset,
If-
Alice?
Let me just say, he knew he had coronavirus, right? And then akaenda kwa watu we. Like me, I don't get. Like, it's common sense. You're told stay at home. If you have symptoms, stay at home. But this person decided, you know what, guys, I'm going out there and there's nothing you can do. And then now he's being charged and then he's released. Me, I don't get the system, by the way.
But that's just bail. Is the case over?
No, I'm just saying he has no right to stay here outside. Me, I'm just saying that's my own opinion.
I
He has
am
no right.
backing Alice and the
He's
president.
not-
The president
yeah,
said he
he's
wants
not.
him in jail for 10 years plus.
Exactly.
And
You're jeopardizing our health,
But
and he
people-
doesn't realize it.
People,
Yes, Keith.
justice is justice. Justice does not necessarily mean
And Keith,
fairness.
I think we have repeatedly
Then justice is
spoken on
blind,
this
Keith.
issue before.
Yeah.
And when you tell us that this person who has millions at their disposal is released on 200,000 shillings bail, I'm betting this is not even half this person's
Let me ask-
salary
let me even
for
ask
1
Tracy.
month. Then what?
That 200,000. What will it be used to do? It's supposed to help those who are maybe in quarantine. It's supposed even to like provide for those people. You jeopardize their health. Go buy food. He's even supposed to be given severe punishment.
Fine.
You
That's
just want a
me.
punitive
Yeah,
system.
exactly.
You're just asking the system to be needlessly punitive. Personally, I feel that, yes, justice has been served.
Has it?
I feel so, because, okay, he was reckless. Fine, that was a reckless move.
Not reckless.
Yes, reckless is the
Not
word.
reckless.
Reckless, ignorant, you know.
He was ignorant. Yes, he
Fine.
was very-
Alice
Nonetheless-
feels like using heavier words.
Yeah, but I'm on national TV, by the way. Hey.
Yes. However, justice does not have to be obscenely painful. You know,
It must be for us to learn, Keith.
Exactly.
I don't feel so, but then again, I am not the judge. I'm not the jury. I'm just a member of the public. Personally, I feel that I remember when the courts took up the matter, they said that let the courts handle this as a judicial matter and not be swayed by either public opinion, executive pressure, presidential pressure. And yes, a judge in their sound, sober mind sat down, reviewed the matter, and so in all fairness, this is the best way to take up this matter. Because if we start punitively punishing people, remember yesterday we reported a story of 54 people caught being ferried in a lorry. We could not understand why there are 54 people in a lorry. On any normal day, that's bad for your health. With COVID-19, that's even worse.
But they were
These
being
people are-
transported like food, so that's because kama kuna cessation of movement and only food trucks are allowed past the borders.
Exactly. Now, we have to ask ourselves, why were they moving like this? What were they going to do? When you put all these factors into perspective, then you understand that if we make it a punitive matter, that anyone caught violating the COVID-19 principles, laws, emergency laws, we will be creating an anarchy state. We'll be creating a military state. Because that just means...
Kirobi is very quiet. What is going on in your head, Kirobi?
No, I just wanted to concur first of all with Alice and concerning the justice that was served. I think so far so good. As per what Keith is talking about justice being served, yes, justice has been served, but is it fully charged? Because we do expect, looking at what he had performed before, that is Saburi. This fighting COVID-19 right now, looking at the state of the nation, it's quite really poor and economic downfall. Therefore, we expected that a person of such a caliber is charged with around 1 million or 2 million, something of the sort. So, to me, I think
Kirobi,
it has not been fully served.
Just to bring you back, Kirobi, remember we have seen legislators being charged before, being given very, very little punitive measures. And then when we see recently Babu Owino and the other legislators, so just seeing 200,000 being charged as the fine for, as the bail amount for Gideon Saburi, we are really hoping that justice will take its course, because I'm thinking actually I think people were infected
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
by
That's
this
crazy.
deputy governor. So I'm wondering
Very many.
if this the health of these people, now that the health of these people is at stake, I think he should serve a lesson for other people who might be thinking it is very easy to flaunt laws in this COVID-19 wake. So we will be following up on this story. We will let you know what the court decides. We really hope it won't take such a long time before this case is concluded. Tuko tunapata majibu 2030. This is when this person is actually being arraigned in court and judgment passed. Still in Nairobi County, Governor Mike Sonko yesterday alisema watu waekewe Hennessy inside their food package. Today, he has refused to sign 15 billion shillings to the Nairobi metropolitan area, where these are funds that are intended to continue the running of the county by the Nairobi metropolitan bosses. Keith?
Well, I have never been one to be on Sonko's side, just stating out my political allegiance on this. I find him a very fascinating character. This in my opinion is a very childish move, because he's acting like he has a say about the matter. It's not his personal money.
Yeah, exactly. I actually almost commented, "Ama ni pesa yake ya mfuko."
I just feel like he's trying to hold on to something.
Yes.
Mshamfuta kazi, he's trying to hold on to something by the way.
I think Alice is right on this one.
He's trying to hold on.
And this latching on to power might actually see Nairobi County in a very bad position. I really hope they will be able to get an agreement, because I am thinking, then what is the purpose of this, of handing over power to the Nairobi Metropolitan Commission? I'm not sure whether that's what it's called, Kirobi. Inaitwa hivyo?
Yeah.
All right. So okay. I am really wondering, how does he expect these people to operate? And
no, Tracy, at this point, I actually would have to ask one of our legal friends to read into the documents that we watched them very gallantly sign before the president.
Absolutely.
It was a very beautiful show, you know, very diplomatic, very pompous.
And Tracy, I feel like this process that he's supposedly saying should be followed in order to get that money. At this time, I feel like they don't need processes to get our money back. You know, like, if you have that money, go get it. You know, that it's 15 billion, right? Yeah. That's money. It's supposed to help a lot of people. Right now, we are suffering, by the way. Na kuna pesa iko mahali. So we are like, you're waiting for this person who has no right over Nairobi to give us our money back.
You know, I'm really glad that Emmanuel is my director today. In my ear, he says, kuna sharia in this country and laws must be followed, procedures. Otherwise, we are heading into anarchy. Kirobi, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, we have laws that are supposed to be followed, that has been stipulated in the Constitution. And looking at the argument in that particular 15 billion shillings, there are some functions we understand that were transferred to the national government. So, okay, it is not that Sonko refused to give out the 15 billion shillings to sign the documents, but rather he was looking at what is this he's supposed to sign, what are these functions, or where the money is supposed to go in. That was the point.
But he signed the functions to be given to the Nairobi Metropolitan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, if you signed that, what's the big issue about giving out the money?
This feels like
You've already given your responsibility to other people, so then sign the money, give it to us.
This feels like those people who break up and still want to get all the benefits of after the breakup.
True.
It doesn't work that way. You've broken up, you've broken up. We are done. Mr. Governor, we are done with you. We are done. It's cool. It was a good relationship while it lasted. Now it's over. Now we go. We're on to the next one.
I really hope we will be able to find a solution for this one, that the Nairobi Metropolitan, the people who are governing Nairobi County right now will be able to have funds to be able to do whatever it is they need to do. So last night there were blackouts in Kangemi area, Runda area, Eastleigh area, and a few other parts of the country. And I was really shocked because Kenya ranks 7th worldwide in production of geothermal power. Like worldwide. You know how many countries are there in the world? Like, sisi ndo tuko na stima, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I was actually seeing memes on social media, people saying KPLC wanamunuanga stima isinyeshewe.
Tracy, it's like Kenya is the happiest. Like me, I don't get. I don't get, by the way.
No, but you people need to travel a bit because you move around this world and realize that actually, just start with our neighbors. Of all our neighbors, Kenya enjoys a bit much. We have a
What are we enjoying, Keith? Really?
From personal freedoms to freedom of expression to resources and amenities. Our only challenge is that our country makes development and growth very expensive. Which
true,
yesterday
true.
on TV47 Spotlight, the PS of industry, was speaking to us, to our own Abubakar Abdullahi, and she said that we are hopeful that going forward, the government will be putting in more and more measures to ensure that industries can grow. And those measures include reducing the excesses of taxes that people suffer. That's what makes Kenya a difficult place to live.
We're talking about geothermal.
You know, electricity, Kirobi.
Yeah.
Would you believe Kenya actually ranks 7th in production of geothermal power, knowing how
And yet you don't have
inconsistent KPLC can be?
Where do you guys live?
Okay, we've had several
Hiya,
cartels in
Keith.
the KPLC, and
Shaza kwa personal.
that is very it's seen. These cartels are supposed to be evicted from the KPLC, and okay, sometimes back there was a story that was run even in our TV station, TV47, pertaining some of the bosses who are linked to these cartels. And I think that is a very bad culture. We need to tighten and ensure that the law is followed strictly. And those cartels mushroomed in the KPLC are supposed to be wachukuliwe sheria bana.
Kirobi,
I actually agree with you, Alice. What do you think is the relationship between power and rain? Shida inakuanga nini hapo katikati? Because
Na magari kwa
blackout,
barabara.
like it starts raining like this, you're just crossing your fingers like this. Lord, not today, no blackout.
Nikaa nani na nani lakini sita mention.
Ay, ay,
But
ay,
what I'm
ay,
saying,
Alice
Me,
and the chills.
I don't get the point why we have no light. Yes, geothermal, we are saying this is electricity from steam, right? Kuna dams, sai kumenyesha and stuff. Aki, by the way, hata mimi sijuangi your relationship, by the way.
No, Tracy,
Sielewi.
one thing I always never understand is this word that we are always throwing around, cartels. What do you mean cartels? Is there something in this? Are we in Sicily?
It's Nairobi cartels.
No,
Like,
are we you see, in Sicily is where there's the Italian government and then there's the Sicilian mafia. So we know that there's the mafia. Do we have such a thing in Kenya?
Do you not
Yes,
know
and
that
they
we
run
actually
the
have that?
country.
in
And
Kenya?
are we
Yes.
trying to
the
say
country.
Yeah.
that these cartels are by far more powerful than the people who vote?
They
See,
are
then we
too.
vote in the cartels. Why do we do this to ourselves? You know,
Keith,
if we're-
those
if we're
cartels
giving
have more
gov-
power than people in leadership.
Good,
I'm
then let us
telling
vote in
you.
the cartels. Please, cartel members, 2022.
If we vote in the cartels, then there's no cartels. They work
Exactly.
through-
Okay,
Break the
cartels
system
they
by
work for
giving
their
them the
benefit.
system.
Yeah, they
Cartels,
work
they
for
work for their
their benefits.
benefit,
Yes,
not
yes.
for the
Okay.
benefit of the people. That's now the difference. And if they work for their benefit, then the company, or rather the organization or the government or the state, will fall and people will start crying.
I really
Yeah.
hope as Kenyans we start seeing ourselves, the way the international community views us, because I think there is a big disparity.
Can you add me to the international community?
Sorry?
Can you add me to the international community? I am part of it. How I view Kenya as the international community with great esteem.
I think Keith, unaishi either unaishi kwa hizi estos za wadosi ama because you do not have what do I call it? Mambo kwa grao, Keith.
Mambo kwa
Mambo
ground
kwa
ni
ground.
Mambo kwa grao ni different, brother. Mambo ni very different.
Sasa mimi niko kwa ground ila tu kwa maono yangu we are better, we can be better.
Yeah, we
It's a-
can be better. I
It's a
think
choice thing. Kenya
that
just
is
choose
something we can
mediocre.
all agree on. I think I'd like to remind you that our phone lines are open right now, so be sure to call us and let us know what you think about these stories that are making news today. Let us take a short break, and when we come back, my favorite part of this show, in other news. Stay tuned.
way to stop any viruses from spreading is by washing your hands. But did you know by using any soap, you could get rid of all disease-causing germs? The fat layers that attach the virus to the hands get pulled out, and the soap demolishes these viruses. It takes at least 20 seconds for this effect to take place. You do not have to go for soap marketed as antibacterial. In fact, the US FDA recommends you skip it. There is no evidence that it kills germs better than ordinary soaps. This message is brought to you in the public interest by Imperial Leather.
For more inquiries, please email ads@tv47.co.ke or simply call us on 0748 205 604.
Kwa majina naitwa Elisha, mimi ni MEC. Hapa place yetu tumejaribu cooperate na gava. We are doing the sanitization. Watu kunawa mikono na sabuni. Tuna cooperate na gava, na ndio maana tuko job. Though job yetu iko chini juu ya hii mambo ya coronavirus. Coronavirus ikisha tutarudi back to normal. Economy itaendelea, job itaendelea, mambo itakuwa sawa. For more information, unaweza dial 719 or *719#. Wase wote tafadhali tukomeshe corona.
My name is Sujata Kotam Raju. I'm the National General Secretary of Hindu Council of Kenya. Namaskar to my dear sisters and brothers. Now this is the time everyone will have to take the responsibility to fight against this virus, not to spread further in this country. If at all, if you want to go out, maintain the social distance. Avoid going to the enclosed areas like supermarket, temples, churches, and any religious functions. Avoid shaking your hands and hugs, any form of physical contact. You can just say namaste. For more information, dial 719 or *719#. Komesha Corona.
Thank you so much for keeping it TV47. This is In Other News. My name is Tracy Mokami with the able panel today. And in other news, Keith.
Yes.
We have repeatedly asked people who are endowed financially on this show to contribute to the war against COVID-19. And I'm telling you today, my heart is happy because yesterday, we saw Chandaria Industries come forward and publicly give donations. This means that there will be people somewhere who will be able to get a relief during this period. And I think before we even delve into it, let's see what the CEO Chandaria Industries had to say.
I would like to thank the PS and the Ministry of Youth. I would like to thank the National Youth Council for having us and being a partner in our aim to get necessity items during this COVID-19 period to the youth of this country. In particular, necessity items such as masks, liquid hand wash and toilet tissue. Today, as Chandaria Industries, on behalf also of my fellow directors, my father Mahesh Chandaria, my brother Neer Chandaria, and on behalf of Chandaria Industries, we are donating 10,000 masks worth 1 million shillings. We are donating liquid hand wash worth 1 million shillings, and we are donating toilet tissue worth 700,000 shillings, making the total value 2.7 million shillings. This is maybe the fifth or sixth, such donation we are making. We have already made quite a few significant donations, but this one is important because I think this is the organization, this is the platform that really helps support the youth, keep them safe during this period, and really looks after their future well-being. As an individual, as the Group CEO of Chandaria Industries, I have been personally very, very passionate about supporting the youth because they are tomorrow's future. They are the future. The youth today will be the people that will drive this country forward, will make us proud for years to come. For somebody who doesn't even have money to think about their next meal, how will they even afford to buy a mask, liquid hand wash? Therefore, it is very important for the private sector and individuals, and especially youth individual leaders in the private sector who are able and capable of supporting such causes to come out, and now is the time to give.
We're going to make sure that all our youth networks, our youth groups and youth serving organizations.
Keith, you're telling me you're happy.
Yes, actually, I'm not just happy, I'm proud of the Chandaria family as a whole, because this is not the first time the Chandaria family is showing their philanthropy towards growing not just the health sector, but reaching out to people. I don't think there's any industry in Kenya that can say the Chandaria name has not touched on them. You go to hospitals, the Chandaria wing. You go to education centers, the Chandaria hall, Chandaria lecture theatre. They have constantly shown that, yes, we care. And they were not the people I was looking out for, in fact. This is not so much of a surprise. They have 2.7 million is one of the many donations they have given towards not just COVID-19 but towards Kenya. So kudos to the Chandaria family. We look forward to them continuing in this fight with us.
I'm really glad when you mentioned some of these things, because we know how invested the Chandaria name is in growing youth and their activities and enterprises. We have seen the CEO on Lions Den. We know that Kenyatta University Hub as the Chandaria Innovation Hub. Alice, what else can we tell?
How dare you not mention University of Nairobi though?
Wewe acha unapenda kunini siasa ndogo ndogo. Yes, pia University of Nairobi.
If I say comrades here, you'll see all the responses coming in.
Usitweetia comrades here, sorry. Even the University of Nairobi.
Yes,
Alice,
thank you.
what else can people who are in spaces who are able to do for the people who are not able to afford a living right now?
I feel like the first thing, the most important thing, don't do this for PR. Just give it kindly, with a kind heart. And I really appreciate what they're doing. People who are out there who have money, unajua kuna watu wako na pesa and they have money, they don't even know what to do with it. Not like some of us. They should come out. This is the time. Like this, ile unapeanga mse, obviously. You know how people are thankful. Those old people, go to those, especially the old. Those parents are to shago. Go there, give them mask, provide for them food. And don't do this for publicity. That's what I'm praying. Don't do this for publicity. Do it with a kind heart, knowing that the Lord Almighty up there will bless you abundantly. I'm just saying.
Okay, Tracy, I don't know whether I can ask my colleague here concerning what he has just said right now, that don't do this for publicity. Does that really correspond to as to why our politicians are not doing this to their counties? Because the well-wishers are so far so good. Those who have kind hearts, they have really done their best, including Jack Ma and also Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Just the other day we saw he distributed the food stuff to certain slums in one of the area in this country. So far so good. When you look at our politicians, it's just politicking everywhere. I think they should adapt to what Chandaria has done.
Yes, I agree with you, and it really breaks my heart when we saw Adan Duale and Murkomen saying that they're not going to take pay cuts, that they're not going to take part in helping provide for people who are in need, knowing that these are some of the top leaders in our country. Keith,
why were you shocked?
The president, I feel like they follow a certain train of thought. I think the president has shown you how to do it. The deputy president has shown you how
reality. Different things. Wow. Different things. I kept championing for the August House to take pay cuts. From the first day I set foot on this set. That was my clarion call, that I am waiting to see our very hungry, greedy members of parliament willingly taking pay cuts. They've just proven themselves. Need we say more? And I'll not take it as a surprise that come 2022 first sitting of it will be the 15th or 13th parliament. The first order of business, pay rise.
And I feel like they are disadvantaged when they are told, like, you're not supposed to go personally to give these handouts or donations. You're supposed to go through a process. So I feel like most of them don't want to give because they are like, hata nikipeana hakuna mtu atanipeana, you know.
I feel like one more branded anything on these streets, I'm going to literally throw up because I feel like it really stinks to the high heavens when you give donations worth $1 million bob and you used 500,000 shillings for branding. Hey, one plus
you 500 ungepeana 2 extra. Like me, I don't get.
I agree with you, and I really laud Chandaria Industries for coming to help the people of Kenya during these trying times and the times of need. And we urge everyone else, tafadhali, the pace has been set, tuendelee kufuata hizo nyayo. And speaking of necessities and people who are vulnerable, I think this is the third time on this show we are talking about the Landlords and Tenants Association of Kenya and their call for landlords to be able to ease the news on Kenyans. People are suffering. Rent bana. Kirobi.
Yes.
Kirobi analipanga rent. Kirobi analipanga rent. Kama ni landlord.
Wewe wacha landlord.
I've been to around Kirobi's place. Kirobi, do you actually pay rent?
Yes, I do.
Tell us from the house.
Kama wewe ni landlord Kirobi, unalipisha watu rent.
I'm not a landlord. But I'm happy with my life.
All right.
I'm happy with my life.
But what are your thoughts on this story?
Okay, my thoughts on this story is that I think the government should tighten the nose on the landlords pertaining the rent payment. At least they should reduce. But again, they are trying to pull on their side. What will they eat now that some of them have even they are out of their job? I think they are suffering a blow, but I think they should cut the rent cost.
But where is the balance really, Kirobi? Because I am thinking, when you tell this landlord, for example, who owes money to the banks, without the government coming out to give clear directives, I think we are set to see more evictions and people on the streets just suffering, Keith.
You know, like I was saying, it's a catch-22 balance because a lot of landlords have built their properties off of loans, and the banks are banks, they're businesses. They will want to make profit. They are waiting on that loan to be paid back to make their monies. So, as CBK reduced the interest rates and released more monies into the economy to kind of cushion us against COVID-19. These things are not taking effect immediately. Remember, they were announced last month. They will take effect end of this month. So for these 2 months so far, landlords are still on business as usual. Every said date on their agreement with the bank, they get a knock and they're like, yo, pay up.
You know, but, I'm really worried because with every eviction, this means there's another family somewhere that actually has more number of people in the house, making social distancing at home. I don't know for those who are practicing it. I don't know how viable it is to social distance in the house. But Alice,
yes,
kuna tentative solutions. What can people do in the event you do not have rent? Ni unajitetea kwa landlord ama what exactly? How exactly are we supposed to get through this?
I will just take what I said earlier. It's upon us. You know, if you know you're earning, don't hide that money. The landlord is also suffering. But if you don't have, go just tell. And then the landlords must be understanding. As for me, I'll pay the rent as much as I'm at work. I'll pay the rent because I also feel like that landlord is also going through something. He has kids, she has kids, you know. Like I should take the initiative to protect her also. So it's up to us Kenyans to really support each other. If you know you're getting paid, don't hide that money saying, oh, it's coronavirus, we are not earning and stuff. Go pay that rent, help that woman, so that when she's asking to someone who can't really afford it, atakuwa na ile understanding as saying, okay, since you can't afford this, you know, like atakupe leeway.
Alice, I agree with you that we sio landlords peke yake, kuna landladies ama wanaitwa land people is a gender neutral term. I don't know what is a gender neutral term for it. Landis, naambiwa ni landis. I don't know.
That's a place.
Emmanuel, hii kizungu yako utakuja hapa kesho utuelezee. Are these new words you're making up as we go? People have been working from home for the longest time. Keith actually jana tried to work from home.
And then voila.
I think you should tell
us about productivity, Keith, working from home. Now that you've experienced it.
Well,
do not lie.
For me and our department, because I pride myself being part of the digital department here at TV47, and the digital department took the first step to ensure that in the event of anything, our department can run from home. And you may not know it, but as I am here, all of you who are watching us streaming live, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, yes, whoever is managing that is working from home.
Jipigieni debe kabisa. Jipigieni debe kabisa.
Remember there was a time we almost got fired on set. We don't know what good could come from us saying this on set. But anyway, it can be productive, but also it can be a catch-22 because what happens, you can't explain to your bosses what happens when you have a
statistics say that people have not been able to be as productive as they need to be as they're working from home. Alice?
They are not.
You agree, yeah?
As for me, wacha nikwambie, ni venye tu kazi yangu hezi nielewa work from home. To believe you me, I'll be fired. Me, the unfocusedness. You know, when you're at work, there's that focus. It's work, you know. But when you're at home, you're like, oh, there's a movie, oh, there's a snack, oh, there's, And then, no, me, I can't, personally, I can't be productive
guys,
at home.
You see, like I said, we're the digital department and we usually see the back end of what happens on social media. And it's a fact. You are always unproductive. All workers are unproductive.
Now let's look at the end of it. When the company becomes very unproductive, at the end of it, you'll find that they will have to lay off some of the employees and then employ others. I think that is now the backlash that we are going to have.
They will employ others who are fired for being unproductive as well.
Tracy, Tracy, I feel like this should be like e-learning. You're supposed to go through a class of how to work at home.
I agree with you.
I feel like it.
Okay,
like
guys,
me, I can't handle it, by the way.
I actually saw, Keith, I saw a scenario where I don't know if this video is worth it to play on air, now that Shukobado within watershed hours, but we actually saw Mutuako press conference, what is it called? Conference call, sorry. Yeah, you are working from home, Zoom meeting, Skype meeting, kidogo, you are dressed from waist upwards where people can see you. You forget and you find yourself in embarrassing situations.
Do we have that video?
We actually do have the video. Emmanuel. Yes, play the video, Emmanuel.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
See you guys.
Tony!
Can you hear us?
Tony!
Oh no! Don't, Jen, call him. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna text a couple pictures of that. Oh. Oh boy.
What's up? Tony, I can see you in here.
We can all see you.
Kirobi. Is that you? Was that you?
Okay, that was not me.
All right.
But the same case happened to me. I was invited as a guest in the UNESCO conference.
I saw you post about the webinar.
Yeah. So I was advised to switch off the camera because I was being seen, and there are some other staffs who were behind me. They were crossing and they wanted to confirm whether it is true I was in the meeting. And that is Tony Mwirigi. And the rest know themselves.
So, you see, the ethics that we'll have to observe when you're working from home. I remember watching an American news show where they showed another news anchor who was presenting the news from home, and his cat decided to clean himself out. If you know how, if you've had a cat, you know what a cat does. That has no shame. Besides, yes, I want to clean every nook and cranny of my body live on television.
And then you can't control the situation at home.
Exactly.
Everything will happen. You
guys, we are speaking as if we have not actually experienced. Our CEO Eugene and Nangwe working from home, we have seen it actually works. So people who are unproductive, tafadhali, you borrow lessons. Kina Keith, I don't know why you had to show up midday yesterday. I think Ilikata. It didn't work out. Your work from home schedule did not work out.
Well, those were other matters, but we got the job done.
All right, I think this is just an encouragement to you guys who are working from home. We need to preserve these jobs. We need to keep companies running. So tafadhali, when you need to work from home, let it be work, yeah? And to trending topics of the day. Keith.
Yes.
You pride yourself in digital.
We pride ourselves in digital.
What is trending?
We know what, among things that are trending, we're still discussing cyberbullying.
It's a pity.
It's actually a shame. I do not understand why do you, how lowly do you feel of yourself that you need to hide behind the anonymity of digital media to go and shame people, to go and attack people? If you feel, is it that the last time we were talking about Kubul, I told you guys, it's a lie. I will not. If you have something to tell me, walk up to me, tell it to me, we'll deal with it there and then. When you're done, we go our merry way. So we've recently seen a Mlamwa come off social media, and everyone else coming up to say, oh, you are also a bully, oh, bullying is normal. I do not appreciate normalizing hurting other people.
Alice,
I feel like it's really bad. I don't even have the words. Like that person, it's not like you who's always a keyboard warrior. You're just there looking at what people are doing. Just go out there, do your work. Stop focusing on what people are doing. That guy came from nothing to something. You tearing him down doesn't make you powerful. It makes you even less than a person, you know. So those people who are bullying, let me just tell you, you're the weakest people on this planet. The weakest. This is for Mlamwa.
And I feel like, Alice, when you say this, it touches a raw nerve for me somewhere. Let me tell you, I feel like the Kenyan comedy industry is built on bullying people.
Yeah, tearing people down.
And even the jokes that these people tell on stage, it's tuna stereotype na kuingililia Waluya, tuna nini. At the end of the day, as Keith says, we have actually normalized bullying. Kirobi?
Yes, okay. It is quite a very frustrating thing on social media. And this thing has occurred recently, just after Kenyans were told we have coronavirus in Kenya and people should close down their businesses, go operate from home. I think it is idleness that is now eating Kenyans. True. And I think the Ministry of Information should come up strongly and ensure they deconstruct this particular the waves that is taking over social media.
I also feel like bullies are so insecure about their own lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think that is a psychological fact.
You know, Tracy, I'm looking at this and thinking, dear Dr. Ezekiel Ntua.
Where are you?
Thank you.
Where are you?
You know, I was really. It's a good thing you brought this up, Keith, because I am thinking, instead of coming out to tell us tutawezana is not a thing and clearly tumewezana, like you know, like this is actually the right. This is where you should.
This is the moral policing. Yes, this is the moral policing you should be doing.
And when you're judging people that they're killing themselves, it's like me. I don't even get people. Like, how would you tell somebody lost a kid because of this. You know, that's a human being. A human being.
You know,
I actually feel
it's too sad to
I
continue.
feel like crying, by the way. Wow, I feel for him, by the way.
I really hope Kenyans tutapata adabu and stop trolling people online. I think it's a Kenyan habit.
If you're unsuccessful, stay unsuccessful.
Why have we not had Alice on stage before?
Alice should not say that.
No, I feel like, you know, Kirobi,
you should pray for them.
if you feel like you are less of a person, that's why you're bullying someone else. Try, you know, like me, when you
It is idleness.
when you tell me, you know me, I'm not a TV person. You've never seen me on TV, yes?
But now you're becoming a TV person.
Yeah, I usually
work.
work backstage, and sometimes, let me say this on national TV, someone will come there and tell you, like, you know, the kind of things I go through when I'm on air, and you feel like you're also doing your work. So I feel like some things that you're saying, you're not more successful than I am. I'm just doing a different kind of work. Mulamwa is doing a different kind of work.
Exactly.
Go, kakazi yako ni kuuza njugu, uza njugu. You're successful at that. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah.
And I really hope Kenyans tutaweza kupata adabu.
Yeah.
Recently,
Self-discipline, by the way.
To a lighter mood now, recently we've seen media, not necessarily media personalities who are well known, celebrating their birthdays. Today, Anu Waiguru +1 is trending on Twitter. Yesterday, or is it the day before, Jay Blessing as well. I don't know kama tuko na hiyo time na kama this is the right platform to do these things, but happy birthday to both of them. Kitu na washo kusema nini?
Mimi sitaki makasiriko, my dear. Why?
Sitaki makasiriko.
Why you doing this to me?
But they're also trending for a whole lot of things.
No, if guys, see, right now we can't really get together and we can't do much for ourselves. So
But kulikuwa na social distancing huko. Ama kuko hata na party.
Party ko online sasa.
I know,
So
right?
yeah, if guys, please celebrate yourselves, love life, love what you're doing, be happy, be a happy human. In fact, that's something I usually pray for people.
And
Be
mind your own
happy.
business while at it, I think, because
works too.
I saw the backlash that people were trying to bring on Jay Blessing, and I'm thinking, guys, this has nothing to do with you at all. Let the man be.
I was to say something, but I am not going to say.
No, I will simply put it. Pilipili usioila ya kuashia hata si nini wapi. Where does it start bothering you?
Yeah.
Where?
You know,
nikwambie kids. Kuna hawa sasa sisi lazima tukue tuna kitu ya kusema, but anyway tuseme.
Nyinyi kina nani?
I have a crew. We have a lot to say.
Okay.
You are not
all right, sawa basi. Otherwise, Manu atawazimia Michael there.
Are you the cartel on social media?
And Keith, you mentioned that parties zitapelekwa online and quarantine radio has been trending. I don't know if for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, but while you guys were on quarantine radio, our graphics designer actually put me in the loop for this one. It's called the Yes Theory. So what these guys did, they decided they are going to do a living room. Living room. Living room. Living room. I got it. Living room.
Okay.
Living room got talent.
Ulikula ndizi.
Wewe Kirobi achana usichome. Kula ndizi. Let's watch this video. Alafu muniambie if you feel like, you know, quarantine radio has been, you know, kama imeweza for you guys. Let's see this.
We had an idea. What if we create a global talent show? You can only enter this talent show if you perform out of your home. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's when Living Rooms Got Talent, our $70,000 worldwide talent show, was born. 7 winners, voted by you, the internet, will get to take home $10,000 each, in which half of the money will go to the winner and the other half will go to the food bank in their city.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Kirobi siu chawi. I heard you siu chawi. Just because you guys are spending time on quarantine really doesn't mean everyone else is. Alice, to see people doing productive things like this.
Inanipe hopes bana.
Hopes za nini?
Like I feel that you know there's people who are proven being at home is very productive. Like those people who are using like glasses and making sound, that's really productive. You know, like he could make a hit through that, you know. Like I feel like Kenyan, like at ile 200 million waripewa, they should do like this, you know, like this challenge. They should like take that million, you know, wafungue ka group hivi, watu wakue wanaenda Kenyans Got Talent. Tunajua ni musicians wa gani wanaweza imba bila auto tunes, you know. Like we can
no, I mentioned about you know, what Alice aseme ni kina nani walipatiwa 100 million.
You know,
artists like us. We were given.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yes,
like
I won't say how much, but we were given.
I think in the interest of time, guys, we have feedback on social media. Just as Wangila, asante sana for tuning in. You said na watch nikiwa Westlands. Geoffrey Kelloa, thank you so much. Watching live in Kajiado, Rudas. Hey, what a name. The man with the same name twice again. Watching live from Jordan. Amazing. I thank TV47. Good job. God bless. Asante sana for watching. Alice, do we have more feedback elsewhere?
Yeah, on Facebook there's Simon Sapunyu. Akisema na watch nikiwa Karen Job. There's Diana Kinoti watching nikiwa Runda. And then there's Wycliffe M. Mutevane watching from Ruiru. And then we have an SMS. That guy says watu ambao wamepimwa COVID-19 waweze kuachiliwa watoke karantini. Ni Simon Kasinga Kiambu. Thank you.
All right, asante sana. I know guys mnawashwa on, but this is all the time that we had in other news for today. Asante sana. Tomorrow is Friday. We have an even bigger show lined up for you guys. Keep at it.
Yes.
You will be mstari wa mbele. On the front line.
We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Yeah.
You never know. Tomorrow I might be doing this from home.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. My name is Tracy Mokami. Remember, you can catch the new program Africa 411 with Eugene Anangwe tonight. African solutions for Africans. Sante sana. God bless. Have a lovely afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Sante.
The best way to stop any